Myself Dr. Sunita Rao. Today we are going to discuss about the sequence analysis. Basically, bioinformatics is the field where different kind of fields like biology, computer science, information technology all work together to restore different kind of data and to retrieve information from that. Basically, bioinformatics is the field where different kind of sequences of nucleotides, protein, their structural history, we are going to store them. Sequence analysis is a very fundamental method by which we compare one sequence with other to find their evolutionary history, to find among them their structure similarity and find out their functional similarity among different kind of protein sequences as well as in with different kind of nucleotide sequences. Basically first thing is, whenever we do sequence analysis, we must follow few of the rules. The rule number 1 is, whenever you are going to compare two sequences, then you have to write one sequence above the second. Here it is. I have in sequence A, I am going to match this sequence with sequence B. What I did is, I just wrote both the sequence one above the another and we are just align them together. Second rule is, we can't put two gaps together. For example, in example number 2, there is a gap in sequence B, but there a letter is in sequence A. Therefore, whenever there is a gap, but in front of that there is another kind of letter, we can align them. But two gaps can't be matched together. Alright, then whenever we match two sequences, we get three possible outcomes. First is the match, second is the mismatch, and third is the indels. I am going to explain you that what are the matches. As the word suggests, that match are those where both the letters of similar appearance or similar nucleotide will align one another. For example, in this sequence, thymine base resembles the thymine of sequence B, therefore these are matched, but the cytosine in sequence A do not match with the guanine of the sequence B, therefore these are the mismatch. And what are the indels? Indels are basically insertion and deletion. Insertion is whenever there is a gap in sequence A, then this will be referred as insertion. But there is a gap in sequence B like this and this, these will be referred as deletions. Therefore, whenever we are going to match any of the sequence manually, we have three possible outcomes from that. There are different kind of sequence alignments. For example, pairwise sequence analysis is there, and another one is the multiple sequence analysis. Pairwise is as we suggest that there will be only two sequences. They will form a pair and we will match them together. Here in example 3, we can see that L, I, M and O, these are the letters in sequence A and these are pairing with sequence B. But as opposition of this, there is a multiple sequence analysis, where sequence A is our master sequence, to which we are going to compare three another more sequences. These will be referred as multiple sequence analysis. And as we see that letter M is common in all, therefore this will be referred as match, otherwise other will be referred as indels or mismatch. Whenever we compare any two sequence, we have two more possible outcomes according to their length. These can be global sequence alignment or these could be a local sequence alignment. For example, in sequence A, the whole nucleotide sequence is matched with sequence B. This is termed as global sequence analysis because the complete set of nucleotides of sequence A are matched with the complete set of the nucleotides in sequence B. But if we are going to consider a certain region of the total DNA for their local alignment, what we do is we just keep the sequence A, this is our master sequence, but if we are going to compare with them any kind of messenger RNAs and we know the possible sequence of this kind of messenger RNA, then what we do is we just take 3 nucleotide or 2 nucleotide that will be possible nucleotides of that kind of a messenger RNA, and another one we match only this portion only. Then this will be referred as a local sequence analysis. Whenever we, after comparing two sequences or multiple alignment, what we do is we need to identify whether both the genes are of similar family, or there is must be a functional similarity among them, or there must be some kind of structural similarity among them. When we found that both the sequences are same and both the genes of sequence A and B are same, there are many ways and many outcomes from that. These gene could be paralogous, orthologous or genologous. Basically both the genes are homologous, but after variation in among them we can found that these could be paralogous, ortho or xenologous. Whenever both the genes arising from a same gene but performing a different function in same organism, then this will be referred as paralogous. Another thing is, if both the genes are present in two different species and doing the different functions, but as seen in this figure is A gene is performing the same as the A gene of the species 2, and the B gene is also present in species 1 and also present in species 2. The set of genes present in one species and similar set present on another species, this set will be referred as orthologous genes. Later on, due to the horizontal gene transfer from generation to generation, we get xenologous, as seen that the gene C is different from both A and B and it is present in species 3, but later on this will be transferred to the species 4 also. Then this pair of gene will be referred as xenologous. After all these studies and their homology study, what we do is we have to do some scoring methods. We use some scoring method by which long sequences could be matched. For example, if we have a sequence of almost 50 to 100 nucleotides, then there must be chances that some of the nucleotide could be written in a wrong position or some of the gap could be inserted in that case. So first of all, a method was developed that was a dot plot method, and we can call it a dot matrix also. What we do is whatever number of nucleotides are there of all proteins or nucleotides or DNA, what we do is one sequence we write on the x-axis and the another sequence we write on y-axis. Later on, what we do is wherever we found the similar character in both the sequences, we mark a dot in that. Here we get A and A common to each other, then we will mark a dot here. But A is not common to T, though we will not mark anything there. Therefore, this A will going to match this A again. Similarly, in this sequence A and T, only the T will match this nucleotide and we will mark a dot here. In this column, we never found any kind of match again. Here we mark a dot because C matches with C, but no another nucleotide matches with this character. Then G matches with G, so we will mark a dot here, and A matches with A and A matches with A. So we get a diagonal line of nucleotide, and we get that this is the pair with these nucleotide match with each other. And we found that this is among all these 5 nucleotide sequence in both the sequence A and sequence B, this is the match portion, and we will identify it by marking a dot. Later on, this technique was found that least applicable. Then later on, dynamic programming was developed, and in dynamic programming we use different rules of match, mismatch and gap penalties. What we do is, while in dynamic programming, whenever we compare any of the sequence from one to another, we must follow some of the rules. For example, we have given a condition, therefore, like if there is a match in sequence A and sequence B, we will mark score 1. If there is a mismatch, we will give it a score of 0, or if there is a gap in any of the sequence, we will mark it 0. This is the condition which must be fulfilled while filling up this matrix. Therefore, in sequence A and this is the sequence B, we have this is m number of characters and these are n number of characters. These are the columns and these are the rows of the matrix. What we have to do is we have to mark one extra column and one extra row before filling up the matrix. This is the extra column and this is the extra row. This is the extra column and this is the extra row which has been filled by letter 0. This is the first basic rule of any filling of any kind of matrix. As we have given that we will give 1 mark match for match. Therefore, for filling up this column from G and G, it is a match. We will mark it by letter 1 as it has been satisfied from this condition. When G and T, these are not matching, but the rule is we have to fill the maximum score from all these columns. Which is the maximum? We will automatically fill the matrix. This is 1 is the highest score, so we will write here 1. G and C is also not matching, but from the above and the side and the diagonal column we get it 1. Again the G and G is matching, but the rule is that one we have to fill and another one we will give by their matching. Therefore, we will mark a 2 here. When A and G, these are not matching, but from above, diagonal and side column, we will write a 1 here. And similarly this 1 is the highest, so we will mark 1, 1 and again a 2 here because a 2 has been marked above column. For matching the G and C, there is a no match, but we will mark 1 from above column and 1 from above side and diagonal, and for 2 as 1 from this column and 1 for the score of match. Later on, the 2 score will be continue because this is the highest score, while the another thing, these are the mismatched. Similarly, when G and G is matching, we will give 1 score, and G and T are not matching, again we will write 1, here 2 and 2 plus 1, 3. Therefore, this is the filled matrix. Next step is we have to derive some score or some sequence from this. One method is we just go from higher to lower number and just write the corresponding score of sequence A and B. For example, this G and G is the match. Later on, C and C is the match. This 1 has been written here, but as it comes in the path, we will write T and A. Again, a G and G. As these is the basic outcome from this matrix, that these were the possible sequences, and we get this sequence A and B are matching with each other in this respective way. Therefore, we get a score. We have to count the score because there are maximum possibility. We can derive maximum number of sequence from this whole matrix, but we have to consider the only sequence which is giving us a maximum score. The maximum score we are getting is from match is this is a match, this is also a match, and another match is this. Then the score will be 3. Therefore, this is the highest match, and this cannot be get by any of the methods. This is the method of the dynamic programming. This is the second type of multiple sequence analysis, and then third and the final method is the BLASTA or FASTA. These both methods are online methods, and we have to just compare a single sequence with the already available databases, but both the methods apply a different kind of scoring schemes and give us a better result in a better way.